Hello, good evening and welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojobaka. The decision by the U.S. President Donald Trump to enforce a global freeze on U.S. foreign aid is expected to have a significant impact on Ghana in areas including education, health, economic growth, agriculture, and governance. Already, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has suspended its support for supply chain activities through chimonics affecting the last mile distribution of essential commodities in Ghana's 3 northern regions. Now, joining me via phone to explore the agricultural aspect further is the Chief Executive of the Chamber of Agribusiness Ghana, Anthony Morrison. Thanks so much, sir, for agreeing to speak to us on Prime Business. First off, are you worried about this directive to enforce a global freeze on U.S. foreign aid to developing countries like Ghana, as we have been told?
Yes, thank you very much, Pius. Very good evening. I think that this is a little bit disturbing for the industry, in that if you look at the previous government, that did not spend quite much or invest into the agriculture sector. And most of our direct agriculture sector funding were from development partners, which the USAID played a critical role. For instance, in the past 10 years, they put $150 million into the three northern regions at the time. And they continue to invest with all sorts of interventions within the national priorities of the country. The ongoing projects that they had was some were mobilizing finance.
Sincere apologies for that, and we shall rectify our phone lines and bring him on to speak to us on the subject matter. Meanwhile, President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obing, tells Joy Business the development is a wake-up call on the need for the country to work towards self-sufficiency.
For a nation to think outside the box, we are a sovereign nation, and our destiny shouldn't be tied to a particular country, whether it's a superpower or not. It's neither here nor there. We have to adopt homegrown solutions. That's why I support the import substitution drive of the government, where they want us to be self-sufficient and all that. That's the key. That's what we have to be thinking as a nation by now, so that we will not be afraid of molestation or sanctions that will come from any other country. Ghana, with given the resources and all that, can do well as most developed countries are doing. It's only that we have to position ourselves, find where we have comparative advantage, and then make conscious effort that we are developing those areas for our self-sufficiency and also for export and to make us rich.
Thankfully, Anthony Morrison has joined us back on the phone lines to conclude his point for us. And Anthony, you were telling us how concerned you are about this development.
I was kind of profiling some of the interventions that they were doing, like financing Ghanaian agriculture project, which is FINGER, which ran in 2023. They also launched the Ghana Mobilizing Finance for Agriculture, which was a 152 million facility and 12 million for the agribusiness sector. There was also Feed the Future program, which is their overall project, giving Ghana 53,000 farmers some benefits. They had Policy Link, which is being implemented by DAI, and several other projects. But let me also add that this, even though there is positive and negative aspects of aid, I think this is a wake-up call for Ghana to increase its agriculture sector investment. Now we have a new cadet policy of the African Union for Agriculture requesting that we need to increase our government and public sector funding for agriculture. This is a time that we need to be very strategic as a country. Where do we put agriculture sector funding? And where do we draw the line between aid and also investment in terms of private sector and public sector? Because we look at sustainability. The aid doesn't bring the sustainability, but when this is actually on the books of government, we can actually draw a parallel and see how we can do the linkage between the private sector and the public sector collaboration.
And clearly, Anthony, it appears this is going to have an impact on us. But going forward, how do we practically, how do we put interventions in place in the interim to minimize the expected impact of this directive, as you're rightly mentioning?
Well, thank you very much. Looking at the new government interventions that they have proposed, there is an aspect called the Akoko Executive, which I think that will go to address the areas of socioeconomic activities. They also have the Feed Ghana project, which substantially will be focusing on the smallholder farmers. A lot of intervention that will be put in place in that. And also on the last bill will also be the Agriculture for Economic Transformation, which is embedded in 24-hour economy. So I think what is needed now is the commitment of government to invest in the priority sectors of the country, and also to make sure that we are aligning our priorities in a way that will drive a more competitive advantage within the West Africa service, because we do a lot of cross-border trade, and the West Africa agriculture trade must be seen in a way that the country is actually being competitive, and we are driving the food security of this country.
Anthony Morrissey, thanks so much for your input at this very moment. We truly appreciate it. He's the Chief Executive of the Chamber of Agribusiness Ghana, speaking to us on this development. Now, the World Bank continues to deepen its support for the development of basic education in Ghana through the Ghana Accountability for Learning Outcomes project, known as GALLOP. Now, World Bank Country Director Dr. Robert O'Brien says his institution is impressed with the outcome of the commitment of additional funding of $117 million to the full implementation of the program. He addressed teachers and officials from the Ghana Education Service as well as the Ministry of Education while on a visit to the St. Thomas Presby Primary School at Usu here in Accra. More in this report.
The team from the World Bank, led by the country director, Dr. Robert O'Brien, and the team from the Ministry of Education, led by the sector minister, Haruna Idrisu, visited classrooms and interacted with children and teachers. Together, they toured some educational facilities under the Ghana Accountability for Learning Outcomes project, GALLOP. Country Director at the World Bank, Dr. Robert O'Brien, expressed his commitment to support the development of education in the country.
GALLOP is really very famous within the World Bank. In fact, I heard about GALLOP even before I came to Ghana. And when I came here, I asked my colleagues, can we do more? You're doing such a great job in terms of the impact you're getting in student learning. And can we do more? So I'm very happy to tell you that the team has worked very hard to mobilize additional financing. So $117 million US in grant. So it's not a loan, it's a grant. So even better. And this is important also because of Ghana's continued need to strengthen macroeconomic stability and continue on the path of fiscal consolidation in order to bring debt levels to sustainable levels.
On his first official visit to an educational institution, the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, disclosed that he will work towards improving basic education development. He disclosed that the National Standardized Test will be introduced in the 2025-2026 academic year.
We note that foundational literacy and numeracy is key to the development of people, and therefore I want to thank our teachers here for impacting the lives of the young ones positively, and to join Robert in asking you not just hard work, discipline.
The second visit was at the Father Campbell SVD Center at Weja. The center houses homeless children and offer young men and ladies with formal and skills training to equip them for the jobs of the future. The center is also one of the beneficiaries of GALLOP. Father Campbell could not hide his joy as he expressed his gratitude. The children also sang a song of hope, to let the team from the World Bank and Ministry of Education know how grateful they are.
Development Bank Ghana has announced Dr. Randolph Nso-Ambala as the bank's new Chief Executive Officer effective 21st January 2025. Dr. Nso-Ambala is a development finance professional with several years of executive leadership experience in multi-sectorial corporate organizations, including Promasidor Ghana Limited, Coca-Cola, and MTN. A statement said his appointment marks a new era of strategic growth, reinforcing DBG's commitment to fostering a competitive and resilient private sector in Ghana. Board Chairman Dr. Yao Ansu extended his gratitude to Mr. Mrekuduka, the outgoing Chief Executive Officer, for his contributions to the bank and welcomed the new CEO, expressing the confidence of the entire board in the new leadership. And to some other stories, there are calls to explore key areas within the SME sector for expansion of investments. This, according to the manager of the University of Ghana Business School Innovation Hub, Jackson Appiagie Jr., is key to making them competitive. He spoke to Joy Business at the closeout of the Research and Innovation Systems in Africa Fund.
The RISA closeout exhibition event was under the Bridging the Research Innovation Industry Assimilation Gap through Technology Capacity Building in Rural Ghana project, funded by the Research and Innovation Systems in Africa Fund.
So I think generally entrepreneurs have been very excited about this project. They want more research outputs to be translated into their community so that it can enhance their food processes. They also need funding, and then they want us to set up mini factories, which we call maker spaces for them. But the joy really is how we have been able to help them translate their products onto the market, and their products actually finding space in the market. And when you hear them tell you about the success of how now they can have a livelihood for themselves, that is really the joy that we get from them.
The event is a celebration of collective achievement and a showcase of the impactful outcomes of the RISA project.
The focus really is on supporting and enabling rural entrepreneurs to be able to process food products into either new products or improve the quality of their existing products. So through the interventions that UGBS has implemented over the years, apart from the training on the technical aspects of the project, they've also trained them on business management, branding, placement of their products into the market access. We are really happy to come to today's event to learn more about the achievements of the rural entrepreneurs, how this program has really transformed their businesses. Going forward, we will continue to support UGBS. We believe in inclusion within the research and innovation ecosystem. And so this project, which supports rural innovation and gets research and innovation into the hands of Ghanaians across the country, we will continue to support it to transform the food sector and cement agribusiness as a pillar of growth and development in Ghana.
The closeout event provided a platform to explore the tangible results and key learnings generated throughout the RISA project. It also celebrated achievement by recognizing the dedication and contribution of all stakeholders involved in the project's success.
Anointed Engineering Services Limited has introduced the Sario Nano 3 electric vehicle, marking a significant milestone in Ghana's automobile industry as the first of its kind on the market. Chief Executive Officer of Anointed Engineering Services, Samuel Boateng, highlighted the exceptional comfort and efficiency of the electric car, emphasizing its importance as a practical and cost-effective solution for Ghanaian motorists. There is more in this report.
The Sario Nano 3 stands out for its user-friendly design and ease of charging. Unlike many electric vehicles that require dedicated charging stations, this model can be powered using a standard home socket 13-arm plug top. Beyond its practicality, the Sario Nano 3 is a step towards a cleaner, greener and sustainable Ghana, as it produces zero emissions, contributing to the fight against climate change and reducing air pollution-related illnesses. CEO of Anointed Engineering Services, Samuel Boateng, spoke at the grand unveiling of the company's modern showroom in Kumasi.
Today we present to you our latest, the modern EV vehicle in town. I mean, you know Anointed as our generator expert, but today we are bringing you something new. What we are bringing you is a solution for Ghana problems. our latest serial EV vehicles. And this is the best for Ghana. Currently, we have 2 big showrooms we are marketing these vehicles. Accra showroom, Adabraka, and Kumasi. This vehicle is going to be everywhere in Ghana. Wherever you see Anointed, you see Zero EV.
Mr. Boateng emphasized the home charging feature eliminates fuel dependency and a free silent generator ensures uninterrupted charging. He said the vehicle promotes clean energy adoption, making it a key player in Ghana's shift toward eco-friendly transportation. With rising fuel prices and increasing environmental concerns, the Serial Nano 3 is the perfect alternative for Ghanaian drivers.
Ghana is full of fossil fuel. Our vehicles are running on fuel. This is free of emission. You don't need charging stations for these vehicles. These vehicles, you can charge it from your home, your normal socket. If you buy this vehicle, we are giving you a generator, okay? So as a package, if you get home and there is no electricity, Anointed is there to solve this problem for you. It comes with the full spare parts, it comes with the warranties, it comes with all the protections that we have in the normal vehicles, the airbags, everything. I mean, there's no problems. We have qualified, dedicated engineering team who are here to support these vehicles. So you don't need to worry about anything. This car is fully charged. You can go 200 kilometers. Right now, we are running a promotion that we are giving you a digital genset. We also have the banks ready to give you, I mean, those who don't have the rare cash to pay. I mean, the banks are here to give you auto loans to pay for this and cool. Don't need to worry about it. The battery that drives this car is guaranteed for 8 years. The car, all electric cars, the main driving force is the battery.
Reporting for Joy News, Josephine Sego.
Within the automobile space, in its quest to offer eco-friendly transport solutions, Grace Mobility has outdoored its new range of electric vehicles. The vehicles, which range from electric scooters to cargo vans, are also expected to create sustainable jobs in the local economy. The ceremony also marked the launch of Grace Mobility Ghana, a subsidiary of Grace Mobility International. More in this report.
The new range of electric vehicles include scooters, motorbicycles and tricycles, single and double cabin trucks, vans, and a wide range of sedans and other deluxe EV cars. The move is not only to provide an eco-friendly solution to pollution, but also to offer a cost-effective transportation model. The ceremony also marked the launch of Grace Mobility in Ghana, with other African countries set to follow soon. Here's Subi Akkad, CEO of Grace Mobility Ghana.
Take the first step into sustainable vehicles, electric vehicles, that are going to contribute into a greener and healthy future and affordable cars to the public in Ghana and with Grace Mobility International throughout Africa and the Middle East. This is their target as well. We are representing officially cars that we are guaranteeing, and where you can have a reference, and we are in cars that are made for Ghana. They are made for Africa.
Grace Mobility believes the adoption of the new EV fleet will empower small and medium sector operators. Omar Shala, the CEO of Grace Mobility International, shed more light on the economic value of investing in an electric vehicle.
We insisted on having a wide, quite diversified product portfolio that covers both personal use and commercial use. With electric mobility and the reduced cost of ownership, we can really make of mobility a business and a source of income. So what we're trying to do is to provide a full solution to own an electric vehicle that can be a source of income on its own. So when you're using a tricycle or an electric tricycle or an electric van to deliver goods or to transport people in small villages, this is how we empower the whole communities, beyond selling a car that transports you from a point A to point B.
Meanwhile, Mr. Akkad called on government to create an enabling environment to ensure mass adoption of sustainable transport services.
I think the best stage would be to start first few years to create the market of electric cars, to start few years with free taxation on electric cars. Then maybe after a few years they can start implementing a little bit of tax until the volume creates. Because to go into electric car manufacturing or assembling here, it is an easy thing to do, but it's not that easy. It's not that easy because of the batteries. The battery storage requires such a big safety issue.
The initiative aims to introduce cutting-edge and sustainable solutions, setting the stage for a greener and a more connected future in Africa.
JCB Bank PLC has allocated 3 million cedis to support traders impacted by the recent fires at Katamanto and Techiman markets. According to the executive head of sales and banking, beyond financial assistance, the bank will also educate traders on proper financial management.
The package is to, as it were, relieve them of the grief. And so what we have done is to give them a 9 months period to pay this loan. And in this 9 months, in the first 3 months, they are not going to pay service any amount. And so they have a holiday, or if you like, a moratorium of 3 months. They would start paying from the month of April. The bigger vision is to grow these micro and small and make them multinational companies. And that has been the focus, and we have not lost sight on that. What we are doing also is to support them, educate them around lodging of their sales. So now, on daily basis, as our e-collectors have always done, they will go to them, take their sales, and include them better in the financial services sector. We have observed from our engagement that some of them didn't just lose their wares, but also their cash. And as a bank that is supposed to create financial intermediation, we are worried that our customers would be keeping monies in their shop. This is not what development and growth is about, and that's why we are here today.
Always a pleasure serving you. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Same time, let's connect tomorrow. Bye.